Hello, I'm Charlie Thompson and welcome to the how-to video for Lab 15 on glaciers. In this video, I'm just going to cover how to load the KMZ files into Google Earth and also show you what I think is probably the most accurate way to measure vertical elevations in Google Earth. The rest of the information has either been covered in lecture or has been covered in the other videos that I've put in the YouTube playlist for this lab. So let's get started, and we're going to click on Projects. I'm going to go to Open, Import KML file from computer, and I put this lab into two KMZ files. So there's Lab 15 Activity Part 1. Just going to double click. It opens up, flies you to Mount Everest. That's sweet. And what I wanted to say about navigating is you can either leave it open like this and just click from place to place, or you can click on Present. And when you do that, you get a nice full screen, so you get a little bit more room to see things. The only problem is I've keyed everything to stops. So when I'm talking about stops, here's the place mark, Mount Everest. That's the name of the place mark, Mount Everest. What is this? Alaskan glaciers. And then the stop, 1, 2, 3. So this first KMZ file has 11 stops. Mount Everest, Alaskan glaciers. So let's go to stop 8. And here we are in Alaska. And one of the things that's happening as a result of climate change is not just that glaciers are melting back, but they're also thinner. It's called deflation. They actually get thinner and thinner and thinner. And so for this lab, this question, what I wanted you to do is measure from the bottom of this trim line marker to the bottom of the glacial deflation. This is the trim line. This represents the area of abrasion when the glacier was flowing down this valley at its previous peak. And now it's obviously much flatter, much thinner. And so I think the best way to do it, in fact, I'm going to click on trim line just to take me there. No, that's going back. Zoom in, tilt, shift. And as you keep zooming in, eventually you can't zoom in anymore. That's it. I've zoomed in all the way. And then when I put my cursor around the place mark there, I'm going to get a really specific value. Some of you in the past have asked, well, how can I make sure that I'm measuring in the most precise manner possible? And I think this is it. So that's for that one. For the trim line elevation, zoom out and then zoom. And like I said, just keep zooming and zooming, and eventually it won't let you zoom in anymore. Get your cursor over the point at the bottom, and that'll tell you the elevation. Okay, so that covers loading the first file. I'm going to go back and delete it. Yeah, fine, we can delete that. And I'm going to load the second KML file, or KMZ file, Lab 15 Activity Part 2. That loads in, and it should have a map. It should have the Mount Darwin, California, 1 to 24,000 scale topic quad. I believe this is the I think it's 91, 94, someplace in there. Oh yeah, I left the place mark. So it's the 1994 edition, and it zooms us out. And one of the things one of the reasons that I included the map, it would have been easier without the map, makes the file smaller. It reduces the number of problems that you could run into. But if you notice down here in the foreground, some of the imagery, it's really bad. You can see there's a lake and there's snow, but yeah, just the glare off the snow makes it really hard to see the features on the ground. So we've got the map, we've got a series of place marks, and again, you can either click through one at a time if that's the way you want to do it, or you can click on Present. And then, so this one now has, in the table of contents, we've got 29 stops. We've got Mount Darwin. We've got some stuff in Bloody Canyon. We've got some features in Yosemite. And then finally, we've got some continental features in Greenland. And there you can see it's loading in imagery from different dates, different qualities. Anyway, that's it for this lab. If you have questions, if you run into problems, please contact me as soon as possible. And I wish you good luck on Lab 15.